Hello and welcome to Backstage Goss, the podcast where we dive into the entertainment world. Not just the red carpets and glitter, but the panic, the tears, the questionable career choices, and the what was I thinking moments too. We're talking to real people with real dreams, surviving the highs, the lows, and the occasional identity crisis along the way. So, grab your popcorn. This is going to be fun. In this episode, we talk to James Fry. Now, James is an entertainer. He started in the business at 17 years old and went to become a redcoat. Oh my gosh. If you knew what problems there were and how people were treated, James is going to let us in on it. Oh, and don't get me started on agents.
My name is James Fry, and I've been an entertainer for around 25 years.
25 years, my... What? How have you been? You don't even look 25.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah. It's good to see you again, man.
Nice to see you too. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a few years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Because we've done quite a bit together, haven't we? Over the years.
About 4 Panthers, someone as a kid, someone as an adult. Last one being... It wasn't Trouble in Pantaland, was it? It was, wasn't it? Trouble in Pantaland.
Well, Trouble in Pantaland for you, yeah. Then we went on and did a few more after that. But
did you? Yeah. I can't quite remember.
Yeah, I think our last ride was with Steve Court, and that was Dick Whittington.
I was in that. I was the dame in that, yeah. I forgot about Dick Whittington. How did I forget that? I enjoyed that role.
You're over 40 now, so that's the reason why you're forgetting.
That was with Laura, wasn't it? Crikey.
Yeah, that's going back some, isn't it?
Yeah, it was going back.
Yeah.
Jen was about 1, I think, maybe. I don't know. It must be 8, 9 years ago.
Jen being your child?
Jen being my oldest.
Yeah, not wife.
Not one, no.
We're in Panto land. It could be anybody. So what we want to do is I want you to just give us a brief background, getting yourself into the industry. What was it like? Where did all the dreams come from?
Well, it started with Richard, my brother, who was also an aspiring actor. And he, when I was 11, my mum was like, what do I do with him? My brother was like, well, take him to drama classes, see how it goes. And it was your drama classes when I was 11 that I started. Back at the old 7th Scout hut on Lover's Lane.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember them days? Yeah.
My kids did a sleepover there for squirrels the other year. It was like crazy. I was back in there. I was like, God, this brings back some memories.
You remember some of them exercises and everything else we used to do?
Yeah, I did. And that stage that was about 10 foot high when you were a kid.
I tell you what I found the other day. It was in stitches. I found the old video recordings we did of everyone.
That little talent show that we did, where we did sketches. We did like a bottom sketch, me and Jonathan. I think it was Jonathan.
Yeah, it was Jonathan, yeah. But it was also where you had to introduce yourselves and everything. Oh, hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. To look at you now and think what you were like then.
Yeah.
I didn't ever think you'd grow up.
I still haven't. You should see me with a kid sometimes. More of a kid than them.
4 kids. I mean, you've done well. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it stops now.
Yeah. So at the age of 11, so you came to my drama classes, yeah?
Yeah.
And what, that set you on the path or what? What happened?
I got into it and then I started doing the school productions. I think Wizard of Oz was my first one. I was a munchkin. And then I went on to do a few more. I did South Pacific as a small role, where I had a speaking part, which was a really big speaking part, and I quite enjoyed it. It was hard to learn.
Yeah, I thought you meant a roll on a plate. Sorry.
I did actually. Yeah, it was very nice. And then I did Guys and Dolls, and I did that with my brother because Mrs. Morgan, who was the director for Magnus School Productions, she loved my brother because he was doing Wizard of Oz as the lion and stuff, and we did it together. He loved that role. So yeah, we enjoyed that. And then I finished my school productions with Me and My Girl. I was about 17. I'd left school and I went back for Mrs. Morgan to do that one. And then after that, I started auditioning, started getting onto Stage Magazine as the days were when you get the Stage
Oh, can you remember?
Magazine.
Oh my gosh, what a stage!
Looking for auditions and everything. And
Yeah.
there was a little article to work at Wicksteed Park as in the entertainment character as a character in the entertainment shows there. And
Oh
I
my God.
joined Wicksteed. I joined Wicksteed Park, started doing the Wiki Bear shows, but I wasn't Wiki Bear, and I wasn't his best mate who was the dog. I got to
Oh,
play the woman.
oh,
I had to wear pink tights and a very big head, so you couldn't know it was me, which was
all
quite
right.
funny. I'd stroked an old man's head once, and he went to me, whispered in my ear, saying, "You better be a woman in there."
That's brilliant.
I
Yeah.
remember that. That was hilarious. And I
I'm
slowly
you know,
stepped back because I was like, well, I don't know if you're going to take my head off. So I just stepped back from him and carried on walking around.
good heavens,
You
eh?
always had a minder with you. You always, as a character, you always have a minder. So
Yeah,
you are kind of protected in a way, but it doesn't stop people like pushing you and shoving you because
yeah,
it's only so much a minder can stop.
yeah. What did you
So
do
yeah.
next?
Sorry.
What did you do next? Where did you move on to?
After Wicksteed Park, I started auditioning as a singer because I got into singing, doing karaoke. So I did loads of karaoke's like around Kettering, where Wicksteed Park is, and I was doing karaoke's around Newark at the Barge, which is used to be quite a famous karaoke bar in Newark. It's just a bar now. Stop the karaoke. Um,
Killed that
uh,
job, didn't
um, so I started auditioning as a singer to be in show teams, and I auditioned for Warner Hotels,
you?
Warner
Let me just
Breaks as it was.
right, okay, yeah. But let me just ask you. I mean, because going from the fun park or wherever it was to a singer, that's quite a jump, isn't it?
It was
That's
because
some
when
confidence.
it was weird because there was a singer that was there that worked in holiday parks as a singer, and he was quite an accomplished like singer. He'd been in the trade. He knew how to sing. He knew how to like proper perform his songs. But when I was doing it, I was quite nervous, and you could tell I was when I did it at Wixty Park. And I don't think the manager there ever thought I would go into singing. And I slowly started doing more and more karaoke's, and it boosted my confidence big time. And then I just went for it.
It's amazing, though, isn't it? You know what a karaoke will do for you.
It is. People think, oh, it's a load of crap. It's not. It's not really at all.
Yeah,
It is good for confidence, if anything.
yeah.
If you can't sing, then that's fair enough. You can't sing, but it does help your confidence.
So, I mean, you obviously you'd have got compliments along the way and everything else. What was the best compliment you ever got?
God, I don't know. Um, recent. Well, not recently. About 3 years ago, Michael Ball came to Thoresby Hall, where I'm working now,
Wow.
and he was walking with his manager. I think it was his manager. He was walking through because he was in the old house in one of the suites there, and he walked through, and I was singing in the Great Hall as he was walking through, and he went the long way around, but then had to come back into the Great Hall to get up the stairs to get to his room. And as he walked past with his manager went up first, and then he went. And as I was singing, he just gave me this slight nod. Like it seemed like an appreciation nod. I was like, "Oh, that's nice," and
You sure
I'll
it?
always remember that.
Yeah, but you sure it weren't wind?
It
No.
might have been. It might have been. You never know.
The only reason why I say that because I remember being at a show and meeting him, you know, on the way through as he's walking. He did that. He nodded and he followed through. I was like, what? Oh, I don't know, James. I don't know where you're going with that one.
Got some
To be
skills,
honest.
that man.
Hey, that's nice to have had a little nod off him, isn't it?
Yeah, he didn't really because when I saw him preparing for the show and stuff, we was in the theatre as well. But I was just helping out because I'm part of the entertainment team, just helping out,
Yeah,
being there just in case they need any help. And he didn't
yeah,
really talk to any of us. He was talking to his team and his backup singers and his band and everyone that he had there.
yeah,
And he was just talking to us professionally. And the only things I said to him it was about getting photos up on the projectors. I said we can do that. Don't worry, we'll get projectors of your photos. It'll all be sorted by Chris, the technician. So that's the only conversation I had with him. So it was
yeah.
quite nice that when he walked through and heard me singing, that it seemed like enjoyed what I was singing. Well, I don't know. Maybe he had wind. I'm not sure, but
I'm telling you, mate. I'm telling you, you might be barking up the wrong tree. Oh, bless you. So, how long have you been where you are now then?
4.5 years. I did 4 years as a daytime host slash vocalist. I didn't do the show team, but I did
Yeah.
sing. I was doing like 45-minute, half an hour spots in either the Great Hall, which is there, or the
Yeah.
Live Lounge Bar. And I was doing late nights sometimes as well when I worked a Friday night. I only did one night. Mostly I did daytime. But yeah, I did it for 4 years until they've completely had a revamp and changed the way they do things. And now I'm with the leisure team now. So it's a bit of a different step. And it is nice though in a way because I do
Yeah.
get more and more compliments because of that. Because a lot of guests that like regulars that come to Thorsby a lot aren't
Yeah.
quite happy about the change of the daytime procedure, how things
Right.
work in daytime. And they're like, bring back James, bring back his humorous quizzes, bring back his half an hour singing spots and stuff. And it's quite nice. I see it on TripAdvisor now and again. And there's
Yeah.
Warnerholics Anonymous, which is a Facebook page, and they
Yeah.
sometimes mention me on there. And it's quite nice to be remembered.
Oh, lovely. No,
I
no,
know
it's
it's
a
only about 4 months since I left it, but it's nice to be
yeah.
remembered.
Yeah. Testament, though, isn't it? It's testament to your skill.
Yeah, it's nice. I actually went for the Ents manager because the Ents manager that was there has now gone up one more place, and he's now
Oh,
like operations manager for entertainment, spa, and leisure.
yeah.
And I don't think it's leisure. I think it's more like entertainment, spa, and reception sort of area. And
Yeah.
he needs now an Ents manager to take his place to be the manager of the Ents team because he can't just do that. He has to do
No,
everything.
no, sure.
So I went for it, but I went up against a girl that's the team leader, and she got the job over me. But it was quite nice to interview for it, and I thought I did really well with the interview. And hopefully, it opens me up again to get back into the entertainment team if he can find a spot for me somewhere.
Well,
Because
take the positive from it. I mean, I say, I mean, 4.5 years, that's a long time in one place, isn't it?
yeah, it is, yeah. But it's the only place really close by because you've got Centre Parks as well, but they don't have an entertainment team. It's hard when you've got a family and you live in Newark to be
Mm.
able to go out. I can gig a lot in Lincolnshire because I'm back the same night really because I just travel
Right,
out and
right.
about, or a gig in Newark or a gig in Nottinghamshire. But to actually have a job, you can only be so far away because you need to come back.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, let's go back. Let's go back to the karaoke days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. You got yourself in it. How far afield did you used to go with that?
Not that well. Obviously, when I worked in Wixley Park before I started doing my singing jobs, so I did the pubs there. Well, there was only one pub that did karaoke actually. It was a O'Malley's bar, I think it was. I think it's still going, but I don't think it's like it used to be.
Yeah.
A lot of bars aren't like they used to be, I must admit.
They're not, are they? No.
No, no.
No.
Sometimes some of the fun's been ripped out of them. But I've done karaoke's all over though, because even when I was singing in, like, because my first Warner's job, that back in 2003, I was down in Lakeside, which is in Hayling Island, which is just below Portsmouth. So I sang in the karaoke's on Hayling Island because when I wasn't singing, I loved it so much. Let's go to a karaoke. Let's sing a song I don't know. Let's. It's the one way of learning a song that you don't know or you think you know. Do it on a karaoke because no one cares.
Oh, I was just going to say, I can imagine. I can
Well,
imagine.
they do care. Oh, you can't sing. Well, that's rubbish. That was, but
Yeah. You say,
but
Jesus,
it's not that
Christ.
you're not being kind of like criticised by punters or by guests.
Right.
It's just people at the pub having a drink and just having banter.
Well, it's actually quite a clever way of doing that, isn't it? Really, trying out your material and everything. Because
It is.
if you're in a bar, and you're whacking it out there, and you hit them bum notes and everything else, and they're like, "Oh Jesus, get him off!" No, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, you can just leave or just go back, or you
I'll
just
play.
write another song that you know you can sing, put that in
Yeah,
after, like,
yeah. I
why
can
all of a
do
sudden?
what I know. Yeah,
I'll sing
yeah,
one I know next.
yeah. The sun's got his hat on.
Oh God, that's me and
Go.
my girl. I remember that song.
Oh, so I mean, with the old karaoke and everything else, did you continue with the musical theatre side of things?
I do the Newark Amateur Operatic Society nowadays, so I have kept in it. I've joined them. I've done 6 shows with them now. I think I've done
Hey,
6 shows with them now.
yeah, what was that?
Well, the first one I did was Adam's Family, and I was Gomez, and I really enjoyed that. That was at Aaron
I
Theatre.
wonder why.
I enjoyed doing the Spanish accent. Oh, Morticia.
Morticia
Uh,
made it. Ah.
and then I was in Wizard of Oz again, round
Oh,
circle kind of thing.
right.
But I played the wizard this time. It's a
You
bit of a round
serious?
circle.
He was
But
the old fart, crinkly thing, wasn't he?
yeah, but well, nowadays they try and make him young because we saw it at the Curve in Leicester, and it had
All
a
right.
really young, hip wizard. He was only about 35, 40, and he was young
All
and
right.
hip, and it was a completely different way of doing it. It was very clever. We didn't obviously go down that sort of route, but they thought, oh yeah, I auditioned for Wizard over 5 people, and Mike Folland, the director, wanted to give it to me at the time, so that's quite nice.
Hey,
It,
good for you, man.
it was between me and Rosie, but it was going to be. I think he was humming and hawing about making Rosie, but then I think he wanted to stay traditional and not have a woman playing a role, have a man playing a role. I
Bit of
think
the
that's
old
what
woke going on there.
I think she would have been good at it, but
Oh, yeah, Rosie's really good.
yeah, I think she would.
Yeah,
She'd have
she's
been
lovely. I
brilliant.
mean, she always was.
Yeah, I've just done a show with her actually. Calendar Girls, the musical.
Oh,
She
she
played
said
my
that.
wife. I played John, the cancer victim, and
Oh,
I was only
man.
in it. I was only in it till scene 8, and then I leave the show. But it
Yeah,
was
you're
really
really
nice
making
performing
an
with
impact
Rosie.
in the old industry, aren't you? We'll get James in. Yeah, we only need him for 5 minutes.
you could you could die on stage, can't you, James? Yeah,
Yeah,
cool. Yeah,
yeah.
I've done it many times.
Dear, oh dear. Who is it? Argent are coming back to do Full Monty, aren't they?
Yeah, Chantel, who's Argent's secretary, she asked me to do it, and I said no. I'm only doing one. I'm doing quiz. I'm rehearsing quiz at the moment.
Oh, right.
Well, not the Chris Tarrant, but I'm playing Chris Tarrant. But it's the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire scandal, and
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna have to do Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah. Let me guess. 1 minute. Chris Tarrant. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
It was a mate. No, you got
thank
it
you.
down to a T. Well done, mate.
You not got
What's
me out of the situation.
yeah. With regards to amateur
Yeah.
productions as opposed to professional productions, which do you prefer?
I don't know, because some of the amateur stuff I've done has been very close to professional. Just you don't get a paycheck at the end of it. You're paying
Right.
them. It's the
Yeah.
same way around. You're paying them because they need the money to accrue to get the money on board to actually
Yeah.
afford to do all the stuff they can do. So it's a bit of an opposite way around. But I do think some of the amateur productions I've done are quite professional. But I
I
did
think, well,
tour, and then I did professional ones like tour and pantomimes where I did get paid a weekly wage, a salary, and some of them were pathetic. They weren't very good at all. And you're like, these are paid jobs
yeah.
against stuff I've done recently, amateur stuff, and you're like, just. I think the amateur stuff is more committed. I think people are more passionate sometimes.
Yeah, I sometimes feel. Well, let's just say, we'll put it out there. With the Newark Operatic. I mean, I joined them years ago, and we
Yeah,
did
I
some
remember you did
amazing
a few,
stuff.
didn't you?
Yeah, but everything they did was professional. The
Yeah.
production values and everything else. I mean, absolutely.
They spend a
Like,
fortune every year, though, at at
oh
the Palace Theatre. They spend a
yeah,
fortune on that production,
yeah.
and you're
And
like,
there's a great bunch of people, within that.
yeah,
And it was a great family to be in. You know.
yeah, it's
You're
nice.
right. So let's just look at. So you mentioned something now. With professionals. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's some shit jobs that come up there, isn't there?
yeah, some rubbish jobs.
I mean,
Um,
I
I've,
can't believe they pay people.
what? Sorry,
I can't believe they pay people to put a shit show on.
I know. You do. You see some of it, you're like, this is like watching Crossroads. Sets falling down behind you. It's
Yeah, we've
like,
done on a few professional shoots as well. Yeah, where they, yeah. I remember that year we played the pantomime. Yeah, where we had the ship. You
oh
remember the ship
yeah,
came down? Oh, it
that
wasn't
was
the helmet. That one.
hilarious.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh
We had a
dear.
picture behind that ship as one of the promo pictures. At least the ship was good for
Oh,
something.
yeah. But how did you used to get your work?
Well, I did a lot of seasonal work as well. So I did Warner's for 1 year at Lakeside, and then I left. I had a few years back in Newark doing odd jobs, and then I went back into it at Norton Grange, which is on the Isle of Wight, and then did Bembridge. But then obviously I had my ups and downs with both of them, hoping to get assistant manager with
Yeah.
one of the places, and I didn't get it. And in the end, I just thought I'm bowing out of Warner's. I want to move on, try something else, and I did.
Why do you reckon that was though? Why? Because you seem to be getting knocked back quite a bit.
I don't know. I was younger then, so I took it as young. Now I'm like, I've got 25 years experience. Why are they picking
Right.
someone that's younger than me to be a manager? But
Yeah.
them days, I can understand that I was younger, but I don't know. I don't know if it's they see me too much as a joker. I don't know. I can be quite a joker. Quite. Maybe they don't see me as management material. Maybe they don't think that I'll be able to control a team. I don't know.
You're very committed, aren't you?
I am committed to it. I'm committed to all the cause, and I had some great ideas. I passed on to my last interview for a manager's job, and if they start using them, I'll be like, oh, well, I
Oh,
wonder
there
where
you
you got
go.
that idea from.
Yeah.
That's
We were talking about this in one of the other podcasts. You know, where you go for your interviews or you're pitching a film, an idea for a show or whatever. 6 months down the line, it gets used, and you think, you
yeah.
bastards.
Yeah, I think they will. You, especially one idea because the new Warner's Reserve hotels, which is Thorsby's one of them. There's three. Their idea of reserve is for the entertainment to be elevated but discreet. So they don't want it in your face, hosting,
Right.
coming out bubbly, hello, how are you doing? All that sort of stuff and being like
Yeah.
over the top. They want it to be more like posh, I suppose, more modern and posh and a bit more suave. I think it's the word, probably the best word for it.
Well,
Um,
are we talking about maybe some of the shows that were around in the 60s and 70s? You know, with that full level of professionalism, but like you say, not an Elvis show. But let's put it that way.
yeah,
If
no,
you looked at a Frank Sinatra show, yeah,
yeah.
you know, or a Sammy or whatever, yeah, they were reserved in a very professional manner. You know, I mean, with the way that
Well,
they delivered their
the,
stuff.
the new shows they're doing, they've just done like a Rocky show, and that's like very classy. It's very they've got this bass guitar playing behind them, and then they've got he's not a bass guitar for this though. He's actually playing the real guitar because he can do both. And they have him like it's quite cut back acoustic style rock show, not rock and roll rock
All
show.
right.
And it's
Yeah.
quite stripped back. There's like songs like Chains in it, and Beautiful Things by Benson Boone's in it. But it's a very cut back acoustic style performance, and it's very
Wow.
good. I must admit, I really enjoyed watching it because I watched their last rehearsal when they actually before they actually put it to the punters.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I did watch it. I must admit, I thought it was very good. I said, but
Mm.
it was you could tell that that's the kind of way to go in. But I said elevated and discreet. It's like it's kind of contradiction in terms. Like how can you be elevated but discreet at the same time? But
Mm.
then I said, well, you've got your LED screens, haven't you? I said instead of just putting pictures up of the
Yeah.
advertisements that you put up that goes through, you should have a promo video of what's coming up next. It
Oh,
doesn't
that
have to
makes
be on. It doesn't have to be on sound. It can just be playing.
sense. Just rolling.
Yeah, just rolling. People can see it, but oh, this is coming up next. This looks good, and
Yeah.
that's without being too loud and too in your face. It's there.
Right.
People are watching it. But if that happens, I'll be like, oh, well, it's funny that because I mentioned that. So I
Yeah.
think that was one of my best ideas. I give him in the pitch because it was hard. It was an hard interview to try and because they were worried about my legacy from before with the old Forsby. Now it's a new Forsby. It's completely different. And they were like, they didn't want. They didn't want me connected because I'm too connected to the old style. I think
Oh, I see.
that was their problem. So there you go. You
Um,
win some, you lose some.
yeah. Right. What? Let's get down to nitty gritty now. Yeah. What? What's the issue with the industry? What's it really like? You've lived it. What's it like?
Very bitchy.
Yeah.
Everyone's your best mate on stage, but then you go backstage and you can hear people talking, you can hear whispers, you can hear, and then you become like sometimes with men, especially it's the women. Women can be the worst. I hate to say it, but they are the worst.
I would
And
never believe that.
and because you're the man, they come to you to console with you. So they tell you stories about the other women. Oh, she does this and this and this, and and then the other woman will come and say, oh, she's like this. And I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, just get on with each other. I think that's why they console me because I don't start arguments and I don't bicker and I don't bitch.
Yeah. No.
Maybe I should start doing it. Maybe I'll do better in the industry. I don't know.
You should. You should. You should stir it up a bit and go. Yeah. That's exactly what I thought about her. She's a right one, isn't she? Yeah. Get yourself right in there.
I just listen. I'm like, okay, yeah. Or sometimes I'll disagree, and
Yeah.
they don't like it when you disagree. Then they get all defensive.
Yeah.
You're like, well, you're asking me. I'm giving you my opinion now.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right. I don't think she is like that. But
What's
it's
the worst job you've
very
had?
bickery.
What's the worst job you've had?
Wicksteed Park was a great job because it was my first job. But when you look back at it, it was living in a horrible chalet at the bottom of Wicksteed Park, which was run down. It was like a shack to live in. But because it was my first entertainment job, you're living on the high of it. So I didn't feel it back then. But when you look back at it now, you think, oh my God, why was I living there? Why was I
What a
doing that?
shithole.
So that's one of them. Another one's doing touring pantomimes. People, because they do them in shows, like they do like a few social clubs and do schools. It can be an educational thing as well. So they get them in for like a treat for the kids at school and watch a panto. And all the kids see all this glitz and glamour and you dressed up as a character, but they don't know where you're sleeping and stuff. And you're like, sometimes it was like we were told to sleep in this. It was called a cattery.
Actually,
Yeah, and I was the manager of as this touring team at the time, and I'm taking them to this cattery, and it's literally like bunks of beds, but it's cold, it's horrible, it's damp, it's like living in a barn. And they're like, we're not living here. And they all basically said, I'm not living here. I'm booking a hotel. And they all started it. And I had to get in touch with the director of the director of the company, and I
yeah.
said, this isn't working. They're all walking out. They're all wanting different
What did
hotels.
they
So
do?
in
What
the
did they
end,
say?
well, in the end, he was able to get us nice. He basically where we went from nice hotel to nice hotel. Well, not nice hotel, but better than what we had. So we
Yeah,
went from travel lodges to Premier Inns, and he had to keep paying for it because none of them would have a base. They didn't want that base. That was meant to be our base.
oh,
But
good for them.
yeah, they stood up for themselves, which I admire in a way. But at the time, I was stressed out. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm trying to follow my rule. This is me trying to be a manager. It was my first manager's job, was doing a tour in Panto.
Well, that's actually a very good point, isn't it? You know, when you look back on it now and you realise that you should have stepped up as a manager and gone, do you know what? Leave it with me. I'm going to handle this because you're right. This is not on. We're not doing.
Yeah,
How, see, it annoys me. I get so enraged with it that companies that put young people out think that they can just abuse them.
I know, it's shit. But because they were young, it's like I think I was 25, 26, but they were like 18, 19, 20.
Right? Yeah.
They just
First
got
job.
into the
Probably.
industry. It was probably one of their first jobs, yeah, or they'd just come out of
Yeah.
their first season at Haven, or they come out of their first season at John Fowler Holidays was another one, and then they went into this, doing a tour in Panto to fill in the winter time before the season. Well, and then they basically had a dead couple of months, and then they start the season again. But it kind of fills the space a bit. That's why they do these touring pantomimes. It does fill the space. But yeah, you do. You get young people, and they've just not been away from home for long, and
Yeah.
then they get thrust into living in accommodation like that, and you're like, it's not right.
No.
The accommodation we had the year before, it was at the same place. And it was better. It wasn't brilliant, but it was better. It was an actual
Yeah.
house. It was an actual like sort of like a farmhouse. And we did it with another guy was a manager at that time. I was just one of the actors, and it was fine. And I expected that to be the same for this year, the year I did,
Yeah.
being the manager this time, and it was complete opposite. And I was like, why do I get the
Yeah. Yeah.
we had it
It's all
okay last year.
about the margins, though, isn't it? They want to make the best margins they can make, without having to fork
I
out
think
on.
he was struggling personally. I don't think he sold as many Panthers as he did the year before, and he was
Ah,
struggling. And I think that's why he couldn't afford the accommodation he got us for the year before. I think that was the be all and end all of it.
well, you'd knock it on the head, wouldn't you?
Well, I think he was gonna. He was talking to me about knocking it on the head. He says, "I don't know if I can carry on and do these shows." And I think it was the end of December. We had a break, and then he was when we were supposed to come back in January to do about 10 more shows. And he
Well,
was like basically saying, I don't think it's going to pay. We had to sell merchandise at a ridiculous cost, but people would buy it, like
yeah,
glow sticks, stuff for the pantos to shine, and we
yeah,
were selling them, but we were doing like two for a fiver, but we were buying them for like 50p to a pound, and markup was incredible. But we were, and that's how we pay for our petrol because there was no way
really.
yeah, you had to. If you didn't sell merch, then you're like struggling, and you had to tell him, and then he'd have to be like, "I have to transfer your money," but it would be a knock-on effect to him. So we relied on selling this merchandise.
Yeah. Did you ever listen to me? Do you ever? No, I'll go. Did you,
Have a
did you
divorce
ever? Yeah. Did you ever have anyone walk away?
in the touring pantomimes. I'm trying to think. Did I have anyone walk off? No, but I had an assistant manager one year, and he literally thought he was the manager. I was the manager. He was my assistant. We were pally pally, but then all of a sudden it goes to his head, and he was a very strange guy. I hope you're not listening. He was a very strange guy, but he was nice as well. But he wasn't good at making friends really,
Oh,
and the other kids that were in the panto, they were like kids, they were 18, 19.
yeah.
One of the girls started getting on his back. He was getting on her back. In the end, he tries to.
Oh, so they were having a relationship, you mean?
No, no, not that sort of
Oh,
thing. No, just having a
no.
go at each other. And then
Oh,
he tries to sack her, and I'm
he did
ignoring it
what?
all. He tries to sack her. He
I've never
literally-
heard that term. That's a euphemism, isn't it? I know where we're going with this now. Ah! Oh
yeah,
dear.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh dear.
So I was ignoring it all because I'm just trying to get on with my stuff,
Yeah,
trying to get talking to the venue that we were at, and trying to set up the
yeah.
stage with the guy who's doing the tech. And then all of a sudden, this is all kicking off in my back, and then I'm like, I had to just step up in the end, and I got my angry face out, and I was like, "What is going on? You can't just do this." And
No.
I got absolutely irate with him,
Yeah.
and in the end, I think yeah, in the end, I think it was a massive hoo. All of the actors went against this assistant manager, and he got the sack. In the end, I think that's what happened. It's a while ago, and I'm trying to think back to it.
Okay.
But I think he got the sack, and we had to
Yeah.
get someone in desperate measures, like stretching out. Can someone fill this role? We need someone
Yeah.
for this role, and we had a person that was literally learning his lines backstage before he went on. But
So it
I think
just
he got
seemed
the sack from the company. The company was like, "We can't have this guy. No one
no,
likes him."
no, good for you. It just seems, the more people I talk to, with regards to the industry, especially on the entertainment side. And
Yeah,
don't get me wrong, the entertainment industry is huge. It's not just about singing, dancing. It's a whole range of genres and everything else that we can get
yeah,
into.
those are
But
jobs.
but the thing for me is, I'm listening to a lot of actors and actresses I haven't spoken to too many production people at the moment, but the actors and the actresses, they have some shit times.
Yeah, they do.
You know, what's the
It's
worst time you've ever had?
That was one of them that I just explained then
Yeah,
with him,
yeah.
with that guy, and then living in that, trying for us to live in that category. We all went
Mm.
against it in the end. Um,
Anything else?
you got me thinking now. I knew I'd have to rack my brain. Um,
Yeah, here's one for you. Right.
yeah, go on. Then.
Let's say you've done a job.
Yeah,
Yeah. How long do you have to wait for your money to be paid?
with the touring pantomime, it was it was every week you'd get a pay, but then they could sometimes be delayed on that, and then working abroad that could be awkward because they take a retainer off you, so you pay 20% to them to keep you there. Because if you leave, you don't get that 20% back. So every month you get 20% taken off you. It goes in a pot, and if you stay for the whole season, you get that as a whole pot, which is nice. And I had a few of them. And I went to America with one of the pots. I was like, "Well, I've got all this money. Let's do it." But it's but they can be they took sometimes 6 to 7 weeks to give you that retainer back after you'd finished. Season was over. You're like, "Where's this money that if we finish our season, we're going to get?" I had to. I was screaming at it one year. I was like, I've got plans with this money. I want to go to New York City, and I was waiting to get the money, and I was like, what
Right.
am I supposed to do? I need the money before I book this. I think in the end, I think my mum did the booking, and I just paid her back because I was waiting so long for it. But I don't know what was going on with it. But they are terrible sometimes at paying.
Yeah, yeah. What would you say to somebody, with regards to agents
Agents can be
that's
bad at
coming in?
paying.
Yeah.
I've got my own back with agents though,
Oh,
because
do tell.
they want the commission off you if you get paid in cash. And I sometimes will do a lot of cash gigs and then do one where it's backs payment. Now the backs payment goes to the agent and comes back to you. And I was very clever with this because I'd have that backs payment and that would be my fee. That would be how I pay my commission. So they can use that money to pay the commission. So they're asking me for money. I'm like, well, I've got one backs payment now. In the end, they had to use it, but it would sometimes, if I had paid all my commission and getting that backs payment, it would take sometimes 2 to 3 months for my agent to give me
Wrong,
money.
isn't it?
And it's like, what? I sang this show. I don't even remember singing this place anymore. It's been so long.
Yeah. So let's just talk about contracts then, because I mean, how does it work with the contracts? When you're on the touring and everything.
That's the problem. I do that with the backs payments to pay my commission, and then they take forever to pay me. But in other words, we're both we're both literally um, breaking the contract because they're supposed to pay you in so many days, and you're meant to pay them in so many days. So it's tit for tat, really, when you think about it. But that's how you get away with it. And I started asking for just cash only payments. I was like, I want cash only jobs, thanks. And then in the end, I just paid them to commission, and I would pay it more often, the
Yeah,
commission to them through my bank because it was easier just to get cash only. Because then
yeah, yeah.
at least you knew you were getting the money straight away.
Mm.
It's
So
just a
anyone that's coming
nightmare.
into this industry, yeah,
Yeah,
anyone who's coming in now, what advice could you give them?
have some savings behind you. Definitely have some savings behind you because if you're fresh into it and expect to get paid, if you're doing agency work in gigs and stuff, some agents can take forever to pay you. If you think, oh, it's £250 for that singing gig, and you think you're going to get that the next week, if they've said to you not getting it cash only, don't think you're going to get it in that next week because you know. So don't lay on that £250 thinking that I'll be able to spend that straight away.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's why I started going for cash only payments. I was like, it's the only way around it.
It's a pain, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'd definitely say have a bit of savings behind you, or a good mum and dad.
Yeah, well, yeah, like you say. So, I mean, that's part of the downside. Is there any other real downsides to the industry that you've witnessed yourself?
You can be used.
In
You
what way?
can. Well, like I said, when I worked at Warner's at Norton Grange, I was literally they got rid of the team that was with me, They got rid of the manager. They got rid of no, they got rid of the manager, and then everyone else followed because they were all connected to the manager. That's how they got the job there. So literally, I was the only one left in the end.
Oh,
And a new manager came in, and I'm showing him the ropes because I've been there a year and a half. I knew the job, knew the place, not the job. He knew the job better than me, obviously, but
yeah.
because he was a manager, he was like he was like 20 years older than me. But I knew the place, I knew the technical side of it, and he used to rely on me to get the technical side right. I always used to get asked to go in the box before the days of technicians that we have nowadays. Um, and then I'm thinking, I'm helping him out loads, and like he started to bring in these new singing. We had a couple new singing girls. One was a choreographer as well as a dancer as well. And then I'm thinking, oh right, I'm not thinking anything of it. Thinking, oh, I've been helping him out. Surely he wants an assistant manager. And then I'm thinking that this is going to be me. And then all of a sudden he brings in this guy. I'm like, welcome, Gareth. He's your assistant manager. I'm like, all right. So literally got you. I still got used by him all that time as well because
Yeah.
Gareth had no idea about the technical side in some aspects that I did.
I'd have shown him up. I would have shown him up. Maybe. Yeah.
And but I like the guy. I like Gareth. I did get on with him really well. I had a good laugh with him. So that was the hard bit. I couldn't actually hate him because I liked the guy, but it wasn't
I
his
never
fault. He had
met
no
that.
idea.
Yeah.
He had no idea that I was hoping for it. But then Bembridge, the other hotel on the Isle of Wight, the manager there had said, "Oh, let's I need a number." He literally was saying to me, I need a number two."
Yeah.
I said, "It's over there." um,
Well, sometimes you do get caught short, don't you? And you need that. You need to get that number two out. You know what I mean? Like, why he tell you that? I don't know.
no
That's a
idea.
bit weird.
Shocking, really.
Yeah.
No, and he was literally promising me like, "Oh, come work with me. I need an assistant manager. You've been here a while. You know the job. You know Warner's. I can make you my assistant manager." And when I got there, and I did move, and it was nice. It was a lovely hotel, better than Norton for the stage and everything. It was a beautiful stage.
Yeah.
And I got there, and then the dance captain that was there was like, I was telling her about maybe being the assistant manager. She's like, "Hold on, he's had a chat to me about being an assistant manager."
No.
Yeah. So she's in her head thinking she's going to be made the assistant manager.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm thinking that I was hoping I was going to be made the assistant manager. And in the end, we get told that the assistant manager's role is now been obsoleted, made basically redundant, and they're not having assistant managers anymore. And we're like, all right, so I've just got lulled. He's got this dance captain doing
Yeah.
all this stuff, all this jobs for her. I've got lulled to come because he needed another male singer. That's why he got me, and that was his bottom line. He needed a male singer with
Yeah.
him, so I'm his second. And it was just like, I get on with him, but I just couldn't believe he got me like that.
Yeah.
It's just
All
like,
right, listen, we're coming to the end here. Yeah, we've only got a
yep.
few minutes left. Let me just ask you, what is a good starting point for somebody coming into the industry on the entertainment side? What do you think?
Ooh, you want to say knowledge, but it isn't knowledge. Because knowledge comes with time. You learn more as you go along. You can learn
Mm,
all this stuff at university about performance skills, about how to shut curtains and put on lights and all that sort of stuff.
yeah,
But until you actually get onto a holiday park, you won't know what it's like. So I would say be cautious. Don't lay all your cards on the table at once.
yeah,
Don't don't open yourself up to being the go getter and the the
the gopher.
gopher. That's the word I'm looking for. Don't be the gopher. But stand up for yourself, but obviously don't go to the limits of being rude and horrible. So
Right. So be respectful.
yeah, be respectful, but also look like you've got your mind and look like you know what you're wanting. Just
Yeah.
don't be used. That's all I say. And you do in the industry, you get used a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with that.
And on that note, we're going to finish because that says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It
definitely.
does. It really does. James, thank you very much.
You're very
Uh,
welcome, sir.
another episode of Backstage Goss. And do you know what? the thing with it, with the entertainment industry, the more I listen to everybody, it's quite sickening, you know?
Yeah, I don't know why we do it, to be honest.
No, I don't know. But that's for another day. James, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Have a lovely evening.
Well, there you have it. Another episode. And again, more problems. So as James says, don't be the do-gooder. Don't put yourself out there, to be used, to be the gopher. That's not going to help you. I mean, just be yourself, do a cracking job. Make sure you've got a few bob put by. Because as James says, you could be waiting a long time for your money. Next up, Michael Bond, how a local boy ends up running as a general manager at the Apollo Theatre, which is a Grade 2 listed West End theatre in Shaftesbury Avenue, and became the fourth legitimate theatre to be constructed on the street when it opened the doors on the 21st of February 1901. We're going to find out Michael's journey into entertainment.